Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. I hope you guys are doing well today. And we are back +5 Knockhood offensive on the Prot Pala. And we've got some gear upgrades. We've had a couple of upgrades. Mainly we've had a couple of our crafted pieces have come in. So the legs, the lariat, the shield. We managed to get the LFR Rezagath done for the shield. But yeah, so it's time to hopefully start pushing some keys. Now, this is my first key I've done since I've got a couple of these upgrades, and the affixes this week are very healer centric. It should be something where I don't have to worry too much as a tank, as long as people are sensible. Now, I am going to try and off heal just as much as I can this week. I think that's going to be quite important. I have threat on that, so let's go into the next pack. But actually, to say that I took no damage in that pack at all, which is awesome. So that's what we want. We want a really nice, smooth damage profile. I'm really taking no damage at all. My health just isn't moving. This is awesome. So we have a Shadow Priest, a Destro Lock, me, a Beastmaster Hunter, and a Preservation Evoker. So obviously Preservation Evoker is probably one of the best healers to deal with this, especially with a Shadow Priest, actually. Shadow Priest is fantastic with bursting. Just generally, we stun the Rally of the Clan there. Oh, I've got to stop getting hit by that. But with how little damage I'm taking, we'll ask the healer at the end of this, but with how little damage I'm taking, I'm pretty sure we could start jumping into some decently high keys this week. Obviously, it's tyrannical. We do need to be careful with some of the bosses just to make sure that tank busters aren't just going to tear us apart. But I honestly don't. I'm not that worried, honestly. So obviously, one thing on the DK, which I am trying to mount up. One thing on the DK when I was tanking was I could pop like blood tap or I knew to have a death strike straight after a mechanic, things like that. I presume on a Pally, it's a case of basically Shield of the Righteous is basically my best mitigation, active mitigation. So, oh god, 5 stacks of bursting. Healer seems to not have a problem with this at all, though, which is fantastic. So, already on the first boss, 2.5 minutes into the dungeon, really, really nice. Gonna stun the Saboteur. Not got my consecration down, which means I'm missing a lot of damage reduction, actually. But I am taking no damage at all. This is awesome. And this is why Prot Palas are just so good at the moment, is they have this insanely like flat damage profile where they just don't seem to take increased damage. Are we just not going to pop it, or please? Oh, we did. Nice. Okay. Oof, huge damage coming out of the priest and the warlock there. Nice, nice. So let's go. But yeah, so they have this like really flat damage profile where they're not spiky at all. They are almost the exact opposite of a blood DK. Blood DK is exceptionally spiky, but can kind of heal himself, whereas Prot Pala doesn't have incredible self healing, but does have just so much mitigation that it just doesn't even matter, to be honest. I'm hoping these don't cause bursting, but I guess we'll find out. They don't. Nice. So if you aren't sure, they're the little elementals that run around. They have a magic buff that gives them a shield. So if you just dispel the magic buff, you can actually clear them, and they pretty much die in one shot. So Blood Elves can obviously clear them pretty easy. Okay, fine, fine. I'm going to use my Divine Steed. Now, in a normal situation, I would pull these into the next pack. Even on higher keys, I'd pull these into the next pack. But I'm probably going to do it now. And the reason I'm doing it now is just to stagger them so that we get the bursting stacks kind of settled. So we're probably getting 1, 2 stacks of bursting, but we're not going to have like 7 stacks if we pulled them all together and they died at the same time. Ooh, that's not good. That was 3 stacks of Tempest that went off, which is not ideal. But I haven't had to use a Word of Glory on myself. I have noticed that we've got Broodkeeper's Promise. Let's just have a look at the healer. It's a heroic Broodkeeper's Promise, and he's pretty well geared. That does explain some of the why I'm taking no damage at all questions. So let's get another Sentinel up. We want as many Sentinels as possible. Like, it's just such a good cooldown, and you can keep it up for just so long, really. I haven't really got a kick for this, so Bush. But I mean, just to think that we're holding 30 on KDPS as well as like no damage and all this other stuff, pretty nice. Yeah, me mount. It's funny seeing like half the animation. So I'm going to walk into this pack. We're going to solid 100k DPS. Oh my god! Like, it's not gonna get normal because the amount of mitigation and safety I've just had in that pull. And I know it's only a 5, but even the same point where I was doing it on the DK recently, it's just not the same. Like, oh, okay, well, apparently we're pulling these. Do you know what? Fine, okay. I wasn't planning on pulling these, but sure. You can really feel the legs as well. Like, going into a pack, it just really does settle you down very quickly. So, obviously, typically hardest boss of this dungeon. Gonna make sure we get our. We're gonna try and get our blessings stacks. It's not something I've actively been playing around. Something I should be playing around, but I'm bad. Break as many as we can. You get so many orbs on this now, it just doesn't even matter if you break a load. So I'm guessing that, yeah, there we go. The healer's trying to take as many as he can. I don't need to take any really here. I can look after myself. I'm going to pop a cooldown. I don't think I'm going to need it for like tank busters or anything, so let's pop a cooldown just to keep ourselves safe. I had to run around and collect all the orbs. Everyone seemed to ignore them for a little while though, which is not ideal, but never mind. Ah, there was one actually stuck on the boss, which is weird. I'm going to try and keep up my stacks. Another Sentinel proc. Yeah, it's just up so often. And the problem is, like, with so much haste, you have the ability to just, like, keep so many stacks of it. Like, I'm consistently staying at 14, 15 stacks. Let's go. And to say I'm only 377 eye level as well, I have my 2 set with my shoulders. I have another tier piece, which is just lower eye level at the moment. Excuse me. Yeah, I have another tier piece, which is lower eye level in the helmet. Um, Obviously, my 4 set, hopefully soon. But we still have so many improvements to make. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be sticking to Horn of Valor. It seemed like a good idea. The problem with Horn of Valor is Sentinel's not actually a 2-minute cooldown, and it very rarely actually syncs up. So sometimes I'm sitting on Horn of Valor for quite a while I get the next round of cooldowns, which is not ideal. So I think it's going to be one of those things that I might choose different trinkets. What they are at the moment, I don't know. So we'll figure it out as we go along. I'm not in a rush to replace it. It's still a decent-ish trinket. At the moment, I'll be looking for a ring, some braces, and a cloak. Is kind of my biggest upgrades at the moment. But I don't have specific ones that I'm looking for. In terms of stats, I'm still sitting that 3.7k marker Let's heal a little bit because yeah, everyone decided to get bursting stacks again. I'm still sitting at 3.7k, obviously like 4.5k when I go into a pack, which is lovely. But yeah, 3.7k ish haste, 2.5k mastery, really low crit. Like I could do with just a little bit more crit, just for a bit of damage, a little bit of parry, and just the fact that it's so low that actually a little bit of scaling is probably not a bad thing. Um, I'm just gonna pull this mainly because we need percentage, and I wouldn't mind a little bit more versatility either. Versatility, obviously, just flat damage reduction. Oh my lord, we've pulled everything. Who pulled that? The Warlock. So I get to bubble. I really haven't had a chance to use it yet because why would you ever use it if you don't need to? I suppose it's a really good, just safe button. Oh god, people have like 9 stacks of bursting. I mean, it does make me laugh that like no one's gonna die from that. Is there anything ranged here? There's a mystic. We could pull these upstairs. I'm hoping anyway. We just might need some kicks. Oh, my health moved. No. I don't know why he's got so much aggro on all the beasts, but yeah, I start to think this group is just bullying their way through this a little bit. And Divine Toll. Yeah, I'm very interested in our stat breakdown after this. We will have a quick look before we leave. 93%. It's actually not enough. Funny enough. Why are we pulling loads? Like we've pulled these as well. We don't actually need these. They would have worked, but okay. We'll pull everything. It's almost like they're worried we're not going to time this, which I think is a false worry. I think we're fine. But yeah, I'm actually very interested in like the breakdown of this run, of all the stats and stuff. So overall, at the moment, we've pulled 33k damage, which I think for a high level is pretty good. In terms of healing overall, actually, he has healed me a fair bit, which I don't really feel like. I don't feel like I've ever been in a situation where I've been taking damage. This might hurt a little bit because they're really far apart, but let's pop a cooldown. Oh, never mind, it dropped anyway. Oh, I felt that one. But yeah, I don't really feel like I've ever taken enough damage to really need healing, but apparently I have. And the stats don't lie, so yeah. I've healed myself for 3.5 million. He's also healed me for 3.5 million. Ah, so slow. The stat I am looking forward to, interrupts. Overall interrupts, 22. It's just crazy how many interrupts you can get as a prot ballet, and it really does feel like just carrying at times. Pop a cooldown here. There's no real need to. I just want to. I think the thing that's going to separate good pallies and bad pallies is that cooldown usage. Like I've used a cooldown there. It's a 5 minute cooldown, but it's actually not because it gets reduced with this, gets reduced with that. Like it gets reduced so quickly that actually you can use multiple of them very quickly. Um, so using that cooldown just to smooth out damage intake is what I think the good pallies will be doing. And it's something I need to learn, but I think I'm pretty capable with it. They want me to pull boss with ads. Okay. We have Bloodlust, so I'm okay with this. Gonna save my Divine Toll here. And I'm saving my Divine Toll for the intermission because I can pretty much solo group the ads, which is quite nice. I'll show that in a second. Make sure I'm getting the Fear Interrupt. Try and keep aggro on that far one, unfortunately. And boom, everything's dead. So you bring yourself over here, buddy. So next Rending Strike, I might use Eye of Tear. Never mind. So just as they start casting Divine Toll. Oh, I did it a little bit early, but we got 3 of them. That's not actually that bad. But you can see, as soon as they get grouped, they die so much quicker. And Bosh. Now I am going to bring this over here because I actually want to try tanking this properly. So you tank it here. It's going to Conductive Strike me, which is going to hurt a little bit. Now the idea is the first spear would go behind here. Is he going to do it? Ooh, not quite there, but sure. Then you go over here. And the reason for this is when he does his next mechanic upheaval, you can drop all the gunk over here and then go back to the spear. Obviously, people are failing it. It's a +5. I'm not expecting them to do the mechanics properly, especially since they seem to be overgeared. But anything nice? Legs. Nice legs, in fairness, but legs nonetheless. And yeah, so 404 rating. We're going to try and get as much everything done this week on. I'm going to aim for like team keys of Tyrannical. That should give us a good little boost to our score, but that's kind of the plan at the moment. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. More coming soon.